Namaste, friends. This is Elle with Sacred Union Tarot, and I am going to do a reading to bring through a message for someone or part of the collective. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your presence here. Thank you for your continued support. Okay, I'll tell you the decks that I'm going to use as I pull them, and we'll start with the roomy deck, and I'll just do a quick shuffle. While I was meditating prior to doing this reading, I heard habitual heavy energy, which means to me that sometimes we cling to heavy energy because it's almost uncomfortable to release and get into a lighter energy. That's a form of attachment. You have to make the shift intentionally. So set your intention today to release any heavy energy that you are choosing to remain in your energetic field. The shift, sometimes it's just, you know how sometimes it's just almost like a reliance on the normal. So in order to elevate and ascend, you have to sometimes choose to release the heavy energy. It has to be a choice that you make. Okay, we have 3. Wow. Blessings of Al-Hakim, and this is a 40 card. Enter the Garden of Delights, a 28 card. And a 27 card, the Angel of Razbar. I'm just going to read sections very quickly because that's a lot of energy. But they're all connected, so let's see how they go. Just really quickly, I'm just gonna sell your cleverness and buy bewilderment. Cleverness is opinion, bewilderment is vision. A blessing of the divine wisdom of Al-Hakim is being ministered to your soul, watched over by Roomy himself. This is soul medicine. It is a spiritual gift of healing, prophecy, insight, and the capacity to surrender any impatient claim for what you cannot have yet. So that's that heavy energy, is the expectation of what is that your desire to manifest. And it's heavy because you may feel as though it's not come in yet. And so you're feeling this heavy energy. Release, that's resistance. And in order to bring in new energy and new manifestations, you have to release the resistance. The 28 card, Enter the Garden of Delights. Are you aware that sweetness is found everywhere in town? Are you aware that winter is gone and spring has come around? Are you aware that sweet basil and carnation are whispering in the garden and laughing about how simply everything is found? Are you aware of the nightingale has come from its flight, singing out messages of love to spread delight with every sound? Everything in the garden is granted the right from divine court to appear for our delight. Everything is here to make earth green and alive as a haven for our life. What remains buried in the soil will always endeavor to reach out. No one truly alive can ever be pawned to a prison or a tomb. You have been granted entry into a sacred space, a sanctuary for worship. When the soul is well acquainted with love, life becomes a temple of love, the sacred space in which the soul can grow powerful through expansive worship of love. You are being invited by your spiritual brother Roomy to enter into life, to commit to coming alive, even if at times it feels deeply challenging. So there is that challenge of releasing, like the habitual heaviness. It's almost like we have become attached to that lower vibration energy because it justifies what is not manifesting. The Angel Razbar. Tell me the truth, I asked love. What are you? I am the everlasting life, love said. I am the recurring joy of living. So this whole theme is about embracing the lighter energy of joy and releasing, choosing to release the heaviness, the habitual heaviness that justifies the lack of manifestation as you see it. Things will come in as they're meant to in divine timing. It's all already present, but the resistance is keeping it from really manifesting fully. Divine contribution is offered to those who wish to contribute to the world. The Great Beloved sees what's in your heart. What is it you wish to offer, and is saying yes. So you are being empowered to serve, to assist, to offer genuine spiritual contribution to this planet, to become a sacred hand at work for the will of heaven. Such is the capacity bestowed upon the soul that is wise and filled with love and therefore desiring to serve. So then, do not doubt yourself, beloved. You have been blessed by this, by the Master, to find the precious jewel of your own soul and claim it. Cast aside your doubts then. So one of the ways that we can bring through this is not to focus on what is not coming in, but instead to focus on how we can serve. And that's going to put you into that higher elevation of energy. And that is going to bring in what it is you desire to manifest. So that has kind of been a consistent message recently. They said pull from this is the Muse Tarot. It may be a relationship with your counterpart. It may be a new job. It may be a new house. It may be things that are really starting to, you're starting to almost resent because they haven't come in. So you're using that heavy energy to justify. Don't. Release and allow. What do we need to know? What do my viewers need to know about this? Okay, so we have the Ace of Inspiration and the Knight of Voices. So this is a fast shift. It's a simple shift, but in order to have this Ace of Inspiration, you're going to have to change your thought patterns from that of want to gratitude. And then this new energy can come in, this new inspiration, this being able to serve with the gifts that you've been given, your spiritual gifts. But they're in the challenge position because you haven't made this shift. And it's a lingering decision. It has to be something that you... this is why the things aren't happening as quickly as you want. What you desire with this Ace of Inspiration, the Ace of Wands, because you have to consciously and intentionally release the lower vibration energy, which has become a justification. Okay, so let's move the Star. Absolutely. See the look on her face? That wow. So this is how it happens. See how she's clinging to this light in her hands? Release. That's the awareness, the intentionality of the shift, that expression on her face. It's almost hard to release. It's almost like this clinging energy. What is it that you're clinging to that needs to be released? It could be anger, it could be frustration, it could be anticipation. That Three of Wands energy where you feel as though, you know, I've waited and waited and waited. Why hasn't it come in? And now I can justify my disappointment or my resentment because it hasn't happened in divine timing. And you are feeling possibly kind of let down by the universe. The Six of Voices. This is the Six of Swords energy. And this is an unusual card because it's almost like Three of Swords down here. That you've walked across this and she's setting the intention here. And now you're out here on this ledge and you have to make a choice. Are you going to jump? Almost like the Fool card, but it's you have to make the conscious and obvious choice to jump across this and release the attachment. And it's almost like the security of your it's almost like the attachment that you have to the energy, the lower energy, is security. And if you see all of these cards, look at how yellow, lots of sun energy. Lots of healing light and optimism. There's great optimism here once you release. The gifts come in, the blessings come in when you release. The resistance is keeping them from coming in, and the resistance is the anticipation. It's almost like set it and forget it. You know, move on, keep doing you, be of service, find your energy of gratitude. Okay, here's the Knight of Cups. And this is one of the horses from the Chariot. Seems to have broken free. And then the Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Materials. This is the release energy. To allow, look at how the abundance is just raining down on her in the form of these flowers from the divine. Because she's just surrendered. Emotionally, she's just broken free. I said bottom of the deck. Oh yeah. This is the decision. This is the King of Swords. Making that decision. In light of the... All right, they told me to take from the Lovers Oracle. In light of the heaviness, the intention, setting the intention to make that leap into being receptive and of service, as opposed to the anticipation of waiting for what it is that you want. Feels like Divine Counterpart, you're wanting this energy to come in for the Divine Counterpart to hurry on his journey, to break free emotionally. And it feels like there's disappointment when that's not happening. So if you're watching for a Divine Counterpart, soulmate, your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this and they will manifest physically, just what I was talking about. See, there's more of that sun energy. So that's kind of connected to these cards. I said bottom. Let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. This card has come up in almost every single reading. And this is the attachment that we've been talking about. Your counterpart at this time needs a little space because that's part of their journey. And you can't resent that because that's kind of what might be holding you back. Let's take from the Light Sears Tarot. That's what the energy feels like, is that's what you're resenting the fact that it's not happened in your time. And that heavy energy is something you have to choose to release. Find a way to use your spiritual gifts in service. And then focus on that and being grateful for your gifts and the opportunity to serve. And that's the shift. And remember, we have all of this energy coming in, this shift coming in the connections. And right now, it's the attachment that is kind of already triggering you. There's that Two of Wands in the challenge position. Yep. You've set the intention of what you want. Now you're just kind of clinging to it. See how she's clinging to the wand? And it's like there's just this waiting energy. She's looking out, waiting. That's it. That's... Oh, I said there. Okay. That's kind of the energy that I'm feeling, is the resentment. There's a resentment. King of Swords again. Two King of Swords. This feels like there's a resentment because there's not been communication. And I say that because these almost look like telephone lines that have been broken. And it's like they're not communicating. And there's that resentment because that's what you're waiting for. And maybe that's the illumination that you need, is that they need some space right now. They're trying to figure things out. They're trying to recalibrate their lives because they're on this journey, and they may not have the same conscious awareness that you do. So it may be a little bit more confusing to them. So what the divine is saying, focus on your gifts and being of service, and allow them some space to figure out what it is they need to do in their lives. Yeah, definitely. They're trying to figure out this spiritual journey. They may not have the same conscious awareness that you do. And so you understand it, but they may not. And so they're trying to, and here is like a little bowl of fire. It looks like they've done maybe possibly a release ceremony so that they can move forward to this light energy, this sun energy that we've been seeing, this optimism. And this also is not the strongest light. They're moving toward the stronger light. We have two cards of movement, the Six of Swords and the Eight of Cups. Feels like they may have been going to a psychic or a palm reader or a tarot reader or something to figure this out. Death and rebirth. Yeah. This is part of their journey of transformation. And if this is a twin flame connection for you, it is a journey of transformation, and it does require the ego death and the rebirth of the soul and the emergence of the soul. And this is the stage that they're in. And then this is the heavy energy that you're continuing to allow to linger in your energetic space because you're focused on the anticipation and the intention of what it was you want and it not coming in. Maybe this communication. Well, they're not going to talk to you. Look, there's the Tower on the bottom. They're going through this event. Let's pull some from the Wild Unknown Tarot. I want to clarify the masculine energy right now, which seems to be this, and this is the feminine energy, and this is the messages to both of you. And then I'll clarify some of the feminine energy with this is the Wild Unknown Tarot. What about the masculine? This King of Swords. Ten of Swords. This is kind of some brutal energy he's going through right now. A lot of thinking, a lot of looking back and looking at the decisions and how they derailed him. How he may have gotten trapped. And he's kind of, this is the last phase of being trapped. This is the Eight of Swords is being trapped in the energy, the thinking, the trying to process, and emerging from the into the Eight of Cups. But then also the Nine of Swords is thinking and trying to figure things out. And the Ten of Swords is, okay, I finally figured out what's wrong in my life that I need to fix. But it's painful because there's an accountability energy there. Let's talk about this death and rebirth. Okay, this is the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Let's pull another card. And the Page of Cups. In the upright. It feels very, a lot of lessons being learned. Emotional lessons. What about this Tower? That's the death and rebirth. It's the spiritual lessons, the emotional lessons that the Divine Masculine is learning. Seven of Cups. The Tower. Yeah, he's very... this Tower is very confusing. Okay. These were very intentional coming out in the... There's the Nine of Cups, the Sun, and the Page of Swords. This is him learning those spiritual lessons, these emotional, here's the Ten of Cups, this lesson being learned in order for their emotional happiness, their optimism, their sun that they're walking toward right here. And now this is this new, it's the integration of those lessons. It's very confusing to them right now, but that's the ultimate outcome. This is for their highest and greatest good and their happiness, but they have to process these lessons. And like I said, they may be researching, they may be going to a psychic, they may be going to a tarot reader, trying to figure it out. How about the Divine Feminine? More information on her. That's why they need that space. There's the Five of Cups. Yeah, that's that energy. What I'm hearing is, damn it all, why isn't this happening? I feel so alone, and this Two of Cups in this card. If you see, the Two of Cups are like just circling around her, and she's so focused on what's not happening in the 3D. She's forgetting that this is a spiritual relationship first, not a physical relationship first, a spiritual relationship first. And that's the shift you need to make. And that's why that's a 5, is that's the change that needs to happen, is focus on the spiritualness of this connection. And then, you know, get into your higher vibration. There's the Six of Swords. And the Unknown card. Let's see what that Unknown card is. Strength. You may not feel like you have the strength to do that. You're tired, you're weary of this connection not being fulfilling. Bottom of the deck, Ten of Pentacles, that's that heavy energy. You're looking for a commitment, and that's not what's happening. And that's the attachment that is weighing you and keeping you is kind of stuck in this lower vibration energy. Let's get some messages from the guides and see how we can move forward. We have the opportunity of this new energy, this shift, but you have to choose. Know your truth. Know your spiritual truth. You have to, and that's the lesson here, the big lesson. This new shift is coming, but you have to embrace it. You have to choose to make the shift. It can't happen to you. It has to happen for you based upon your actions. Trust your intuition. Know your truth and trust your intuition. And learn from your mistakes. I'm going to leave it there. If you need a personal reading, please connect with me at the email in the description box. And until then, I wish you peace, health, and harmony. Namaste.